Alright, you're playing Trek to Yomi and you're finding yourself getting caught up at a main boss. Well, here's a little quick mini guide to the 7 main boss fight encounters that you'll see in the game. And again, just some tips that we found helped us out. Starting with the first one, and that is Kagero. Now, simple enough, either dodge, roll away, or even better yet, if you've mastered that parry, and yes, master that parry, as it's going to be super helpful through the rest of this game, but use it, land a few hits, and keep in mind, your attacks will get blocked, but that's okay because it's intended to be that way. After just a few hits, enjoy that cutscene. Now, second boss, Sadatame. Relatively easy boss, however, be aware of his range with his spear. Try to block most of his attacks, aim to hit a light combo, maybe throw in some heavies to deal that damage little by little. Now keep in mind, during this fight, after a certain amount of damage, he's gonna go ahead and summon his little minion enemies, but don't stress it, they're really easy. Again, if you've been mastering that parry, just use the parry and take them out pretty quickly. Now after some rinse and repeat, you got this boss as well, and be prepared for an intense cutscene ahead. The third boss, Kagero, is actually back, and this time again it's pretty short and a pretty easy fight. At this point, I'm hoping you've mastered that parry because all you have to do is land a couple parries, get those hits in, and it's going to initiate a pretty shocking cutscene. Now, boss fight number 4. Now, this is where things can get a little hairy. Aiko's long, hairy, freaky demon form, that's what we're gonna call it. Now, this boss will have both close-up attacks and range attacks. Now, the range attacks are gonna be these interesting pillar-like attacks that you can simply dodge by just not staying in the zone of the attack, just stand in between to either pass the animation or even utilize that opportunity to go ahead and do some projectile moves like your bow and arrow. Now, beware of the combo from the demon, as you can block the regular first couple hits, but not that overhead attack, as that's gonna pretty much go right through your block and damage you regardless, so just keep that in mind. Now additionally, the demon will also shoot projectiles out of the mouth, but we found that what you can do is you can actually interrupt it with your own projectile, like using your bow and arrow. Now again, just be sure to dodge roll a lot to get a good distance, time your moves in, mix again some heavy attacks, some light attacks, and be sure to get past the enemy to the opposite side if you see yourself getting cornered, as this demon loves to apply that corner pressure. Just go ahead and dodge roll right past him, turn around, and get those hits in. Now sadly, there's no parry opportunity for this fight, but that's okay, it just makes it that much more of a challenge, but don't worry, you got this. Fifth boss fight, Spirit Sanjuro. Now this fight can get pretty crazy, so stay focused. Sanjuro has the ability to close in and deal big chunks of damage, almost similar to Aiko, except beware that you cannot block or parry any of his attacks. It's super highly recommended in this fight to use all of your ranged projectiles on him, like your bow and arrow, your shurikens. Bust out that Utsu and use it all, and make sure to dodge roll to avoid most, if not all, his attacks. Again, just rinse and repeat this setup and you can definitely take out that monstrosity. Now the sixth boss fight is it's more of a pretty simple boss fight. Spear Hiroki, or you can go by the name Aramitama. Now this fight is actually, again, like I said, pretty simple. It's just like fighting another base enemy. Literally, at this point, I'm hoping you've mastered that parry. Just go ahead, parry, and combo it out, and you'll take out this boss relatively super simple. If not, dodge and land those hits in. The big one, however, is the final boss fight, and Kagero is back, and he's definitely back and a lot different and also stronger. Now again, this is the final battle. This will be a bit frustrating, but you got this, don't worry. Now the first phase of the fight is relatively easy. Again, just parry, combo it up, or dodge roll, come back in and time those strikes. Now the second phase continues relatively the same, except however, be prepared to dodge both these explosion from his body moves and a file trail range move that he also uses. Now upon reaching him to midlife, he will summon 2 spirit enemies that you will need to take out to proceed. So again, with these 2 enemies, the good thing is you can parry. So go ahead, get those parries, or if you have to, dodge roll. But be aware that both these spirits will sometimes attack you simultaneously. So you're gonna make sure you have that guard up, and then again, get those parries in. It's super important, and it just makes the fight a lot easier. Now upon defeating those 2 enemies, in the last phase, you will just need to mix some projectiles projectiles like the bow and arrow, especially your Utsu and your shurikens. Definitely land those. The timing of your hits while dodging his moves, where he again self-explodes and creates those flame trails. Once you do this, you have conquered the game. Congratulations, you finally did it. So enjoy your ending, but keep in mind there are various endings to this game. Perhaps maybe you're going to want to go back in for a higher difficulty or get a different ending. But guys, I'm Jared with 59 Direct. I hope this mini boss guide helped you guys. Again, some of those tips helped us out. Enjoy Trek to Yomi. It's an amazing game, and we hope to see you guys in our next one. Peace.